of our doubleheader. That's going to be great. I'm really excited here. So we just had one heck of a match. If you missed it, game one was I don't want to say a banger because we use that word so often, but man, that was a good game. And Team Tragedy put a really good, complete game together. So no spoilers or anything like that, but go back and watch it if you haven't. If you have and you're back for game two, well, welcome back. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know it's maybe not the first thing you're thinking of doing on a Friday afternoon is watching me talk about League of Legends for a couple of hours, but wanted to get these replays in before we had a patch drop and then they were inaccessible or something silly. These are our semifinals matches. We would, hey, thanks. We would normally, run these live, but last night we showed off our Learning League finals as our Learning League coaches hadn't had a game broadcasted yet. So, we wanted to make sure and call out those guys. They've been working hard for weeks on end, learning new champions, learning the game fundamentals. And that was a lot of fun to watch too. So that's why we're bringing you these games from yesterday instead of showing them to you live. We had a Learning League final last night. So a lot of action from Coach Rivals in the past 24 hours. If you didn't get to watch it all, you got plenty of time this weekend to tune in. There's a lot of content as we are also reaching kind of cool how we're reaching the end of our season right as the LCS is reaching the end of their season. A lot of these things are kind of lining up, and it's getting really exciting. So whether you're a fan of pro play or amateur play, or you just like to see coaches kind of like learn the ropes, we've got something for you here. Basically at whatever level, and it's really fun to see. So anyway, recapping all that stuff from earlier today, let's get to what's in front of us. We've got Team on the Right versus Deathcap for Cutie. And we are back. And I've got these mixed up. In fact, Team on the Right is on the right today. Deathcap for Cutie is on the left side. So you'll notice on the bottom that those are in the correct order. On my slide, they are not. So just trying to confuse everybody today. And maybe I'm successful. I don't know. But So, keeping you guys on your toes. Team on the right on the red side. Deathcap for Cutie on the blue side in this best of one. This is going to be one heck of a game. Team on the right, the only team to advance, the only lower seeded team to advance past the quarterfinals round last week. They actually just played their quarterfinals match on Tuesday. So they've got a double header of games this week. They had one Tuesday to qualify for this game today, played last night. So, Tuesday, Thursday, back-to-back games for these guys. They're probably feeling the pressure. But after earning that win, the only upset win of the first round of playoffs, they've got to be feeling really good about their chances. Even though they're the lower-seeded team, they are the underdogs, I guess you could say, but don't tell them that because I know these guys are feeling great. Team on the right has been performing admirably all season, and even though they strung a few losses together in the early part of the season, they've been heating up lately, winning 2 of their last 3 games, but maybe it was their last 2 games. I can't remember exactly now. But winning those final couple of games in the season there to create some momentum, winning last week, creating some more momentum. So these guys are looking really good, feeling good. Deathcap for Cutie, not to be outdone, the only other team with a player that has a pentakill this season. So Sones piloting that Ziggs a couple weeks back, he earned the first of only 2 pentakills in all 7 weeks, 8 weeks now of Coach Rivals Season 2. So really impressive stuff. Both of these guys are going to go toe-to-toe. You've got, Will Win versus Shiny Ninetales. You've got, the ADCs from both sides have been really dominant in their games as well. And, we've talked about how all of these Coach Rivals matches at this point are rematches. These guys have played each other before. But anytime these guys are on the Rift, these two teams especially, all bets are off. Anybody can win. So really exciting, for me just to get in and cast this. I'm really looking forward to to see who comes out on top, and I hope you guys are too. But without further ado, right? All this hype, all this talk. Let's get into the game, right? Stop talking, Ronnie. Jeez. Let me just close this real quick there, and yeah, we're already in. So I try to make it quick for you guys, so you're not having to wait on me. But yeah, so you see here we skip the skin screen because again it's a VOD, so that just like loads up instantly. But we can see there's a few kind of interesting picks here. So just before we start things up, take inventory of what's going on. We got Coach Dubs in the top lane piloting the Alawi versus Magis Dav in the top lane piloting the Ornn. So a couple kind of true top lane champions here. Magis Dav has played the Ornn a couple times. I don't believe Coach Dubs or anyone, in fact, has played Alawi in Coach Rivals. I could be wrong. Correct me in chat, guys, if you know there was another Alawi this season. But this is nice because I don't think we've seen it before. So these competitive league coaches showing they've still got tricks up their sleeve. They've still got a couple things that you got to watch out for that they haven't revealed during the regular season. So you love to see it. And then in the jungle, Apocalypse 4-6 on the Warwick, a tried and true Warwick player. This guy really loves the champion, plays it often. So comfort pick for Apocalypse. And then on the other side, same thing with Team on the Right's jungler. They've got Cannon Teach on the Volibear. That's a really comfortable pick for him. He's shown really adept with it. He's gone deathless in a couple of games, if I'm not mistaken. Really a big reason why they were able to put some of those wins together at the end of the season. So awesome. Good to see him. Yeah, and sure enough, it is the first Alawi pick. So that's really exciting. And then in the mid lane, we got Sones on Tristana, who we've seen him play Tristana before really well, versus Bullet Games on the Fizz. And we just saw Fizz in Team on the Right's win in the last playoff game on Tuesday. So that gets through the pick ban phase again, and it falls into Bullet Games' hands. So he's got to be feeling good about that. And then in the bot lane, we've got another Ziggs ADC. For Shiny Ninetales here. We just saw Ziggs ADC in the last game piloted by Nishama. So again, this is a really strong pick at the moment. Very, very dominant, even in the lower and higher levels of play. No matter where you go, Ziggs is showing up everywhere. And he's here again as an ADC against Samira, piloted by Will Win. So more of a traditional, true ADC champion. Just last week, we saw Samira piloted by Daddy Kai for Hotline Ping, and he was that was only the second pentakill of Coach Rivals. So maybe we could see another pentakill coming out. Samira, she's all about that crazy styled ultimate. So if you can rack up all those points, pop the ultimate, and everyone's grouped up together in the jungle like we saw in that Hotline Ping game, yeah, we could see some pretty intense action there coming out from Will Win. He's normally more of an Ezreal player, but if I'm not mistaken, Deathcap banned Ezreal as their very first ban to kind of get it out of there, get it off of Will Win after seeing him dominate in that last game with it. And then the final members on the board, we got Rogue Otters piloting Galio, one of my favorite characters. Love to see Galio come out as a support. As a coach, I've been working with my support player on my team for years now, getting him to perfect his Galio support because it's such a strong pick in certain situations. And we'll see if it's strong here today versus Bulldog Mentor piloting the Leona. So a very traditional bot lane duo here versus a kind of more non-traditional bot lane duo for Deathcap for Cutie. So anyway, all that talk, let's get into the game, right? You guys are probably pretty bored at this point just watching this pause screen. Let's do it, right? We got a minute and a half before minions even get on the map. Let's see if anything crazy happens. We got our skins coming through, a really nice Fizz skin. No skin for Ornn, bummer. Looks like Samira also skinless in this one. Everybody else on team on the right has a skin, and then on the other side, we've got Deathcap for Cutie. Let me turn chat off in case something pops up. Deathcap for Cutie with skins on several of their players, but nothing for the Warwick, as you see him there. Just his default skin. You see Fizz popping the Fizz emotes. That's pretty funny. Guy's yeah, he's skinless, exactly. And not furless, but skinless. You know, very different, very different. And it looks like he's just postured up in the mid lane here as Sones just off to his left, flanking, making sure no one's jumping in. Completely the opposite from the way we saw the last game go, where Team Tragesty and Hotline Ping both invaded enemy jungle territory, stole each other's red buffs. These guys have the exact opposite plan. They're like, look, man, we just want to get back onto the Rift and farm our own jungle. Both teams starting on their own red buffs. Nobody's trying to do anything, you know, too crazy. Playing it safe, starting it off, you know, pretty traditional start here for both sides. And mirror as well, as you see. Yeah, red start for both sides. Deathcap for Cutie is going to finish that faster because, you know, the bot lane duo helps. If there's two champions rather than the top laner, where there's just one helping out Volibear. So Warwick finishes his red buff a little bit faster, and that's going to allow him to start heading over to his wolf camp and cannibalize the wolves. Warwick fighting wolves seems, you know, kind of counterproductive. They should just help him or something. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. Yeah, and so some poke landed here from Deathcap. I wanted to say the last team's names because I just got done with that other stream, so I apologize if I get the teams wrong or if I hesitate for a moment. But back-to-back streams, it's hard switching team names, so please forgive me if I mess that up, guys. Now! Really nice poke coming in for Sones against Bullet Games. He's still at full health, while Bullet Games is down to about half health there, having to chug the potions. He's got plenty of these refillables, and now a flash comes through for Leona all the way forward. Lands it. Galio does get the taunt, which is going to shield himself and prevent other abilities from being layered in for a short duration. So really nice job there by Galio to land the taunt and not get too nervous. He didn't have to use his flash or anything. Leona with the Hex Flash, feeling really good about using it. Now she's back in. Another Q lands, and now Volibear comes through with a flash of his own. The first blood goes over to Will Win. Now very low, having to slink away under 100 health, but feeling really strong at the moment as Shiny Ninetales lands a little bit of poke on his opponents as they walk away. But Volibear going to do his Scuttle Crab now, and the bot lane duo for Team on the Right sticking around, clearing out some more minions, knowing they're safe to do so. Thank you guys for being so kind in the chat. Yeah, I'm trying my best, and I appreciate you guys enjoying the stream. Just want to bring you some quality content. Make sure to shout these coaches out for, I mean, man, you guys have been working hard all year. It's a 2-month, you know, just over a 2-month commitment to this thing. And, you know, I couldn't do it this season. So mad respect to all the coaches involved. You know, whether you're in the playoffs still or you've been eliminated, you know, just mad props to all these teams. And I just want to make sure we recognize these guys for working hard, making it this far, and showing up week after week, you know. Anyway, no more good feels. Now back into the action. As we did see our first kill already, you know, the first blood goes over to the Samira. We talked about maybe her being a strong point for Team on the Right, and already starting off really strong. Also, we've seen that bot lane roam, that gank from Caniteach several times. He's really consistent about saying, all right, you know what, I'm ready, I'm level 4, I'm going to flash in, get the Q, or level 3. And he's done that in several games now, and really successful almost every time, including this time. He lands the stun, allows his teammates to walk up and do all the damage, and earns first blood for his team. Ironically, it's usually a double kill, and this time, you know, Deathcap for Cutie doing a really good job with the heads-up play to not hand over 2 kills. You know, minimize the damage. yeah, you got us on one. We're going to get away with the other. That's it. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. So we'll see. Now 5.5 minutes. Dragon on the map. Warwick's in the area. He can solo this. You know, Warwick's got the life steal both of these junglers if he can, but you know, Volibear can teach in the mid lane, covering Fizz's retreat as he had to go back and heal up. Refillable potions were empty, and it's taking too much damage. This Tristana just has a massive range advantage, and it's spelling a lot of trouble for Bullet Games so far in the early portions of this match. We'll see if that continues as the game goes on. Wow, really nice play there as the satchel charge knocks Leona away, but she hits the Zenith Blade just before being knocked away, so she gets the pull anyway, makes it in, and that's going to be a flash away for Shiny Ninetales. But now in the river, Sones gets one back as showing the power of the Tristana. He's got his buddies in the area. Now Fizz trying to get out of dodge, has to playful tricks for away. He's got some allies coming up, but there's a 4-man roam here, 3-man roam I should say, 4 players strong in the mid lane now for Deathcap. Really got spicy stuff here as both teams roaming everybody up to this mid lane, getting ready for a big fight as they are both looking towards this dragon. No one wants to give over this first one for free. You see the KDA now 1-1. The gold is dead even. 300-400 gold advantage for Deathcap for Cutie. Pretty minimal at the 7-minute mark. But if we take stock of the lanes, mid lane with a 30 CS advantage is massive. But bot lane with a 20 CS advantage the other direction kind of minimizes a lot of that. So right now, Deathcap for Cutie winning the CS war in the top and mid lane, but losing it in the bot lane. And that's the one you don't want to lose it to is the Samira. She's going to get really strong. So we'll see if it's going to end up making a big impact as the game goes on. But Will Win doing a good job of just kind of freezing this wave and not allowing it to push too far away from his own tower, so he's able to farm safely, while Deathcap for Cutie stuck kind of having to walk up into their opponent's territory just to land, you know, some harass on the CS, just to secure CS. So really well played by team on the right. You know, knowing that if Deathcap for Cutie has to step up, they don't have a ton of disengage tools, so they could be in a really tough spot if they get caught out of position. Playing it really well. You see here, Galio having to just basically can't contest anything. He's having to just hide all the way back by his tower, throw a couple of Qs out every now and then, but they're really not doing a ton of damage. And yeah, these guys are using up a lot of their mana, as they're both now below a quarter mana remaining, so they're going to have a tough time staying in this lane and harassing more. Leona stops the back from Ziggs, and yeah, these guys can't recall, they can't go buy items, they can't harass because their mana's so low, and they can't step up because they're afraid that you know, Warwick will show up and ruin their day. And now you see Ziggs roaming down, they don't know where he is. I'm sorry, not Ziggs, Fizz roaming down, they don't know where he is either. So yeah, now that's going to enable Cannon Teach to start this solo dragon potentially. Looks like he's just going to clear some vision first. And Deathcap for Cutie, sensing that this is what's happening, they decide to go for the sure thing, and they do a 3-man roam to the top river and secure that Rift Herald really quickly. In fact, Magistad didn't even have a chance to walk over and see it. So Rift Herald secured for Deathcap for Cutie, the first neutral objective, I should say, in their favor. And then, not to be outdone, the team on the right says, yep, we're going to get this dragon. They get that first dragon at 9 minutes, 49 seconds. So pretty much mirrored these two sides here, different priorities. And Ultimate comes through from Leona. She's going for this all the way in as Warwick shows up. I'm sorry, Volibear shows up. These guys are all diving in for this. They do secure the kill on Shiny Ninetales. In fact, they hand that over to the person they want to have it the most. to Will Win, and now this ult lands for Fizz. Tristana's going to use an ult of her own to push him away. This guy's going back and forth here, ultimate for ultimate. Really close stuff, and it looks like Tristana comes out on top of that trade. And now with the Rift Herald ushered in from Apocalypse, that's going to be first tower surely going over to Deathcap for Cutie. Does not fall, in fact, as Bullet Games saves the tower with a sliver of health left, fully commits to stopping that, but it does eventually go down to the minions. Wow, what a almost a hero play there from Bullet Games to save that tower, but does eventually give it over. I don't know if anyone was close enough to actually secure the local gold for that, so actually kind of a waste in terms of netting that tower. Did not net any gold, and you see here team on the right actually with a gold advantage at the moment, basically dead even, 15.7, 15.7. Yeah, really unfortunate there. And now Samira, though, knowing she's in a strong spot, lands the ultimate. She's already popped it, and Fizz keep doing that. Ziggs lands a ton of return trade damage. Samira's going to have to back out of there. Will Win with a nice ult, but not much else there as Ziggs is able to dissuade them from diving him under the tower. But now with Volibear in the area, Cannon Teach here showing up in the bot lane. These guys could be looking for either a dive or looking for, yeah, it looks like Ziggs gets out. So they're going to be looking for some tower plates here, potentially a dive if anyone shows up. And Galio now really caught on the outside. Rogue Otter is stuck here, having to watch his tower fall. Not able to contest this with 3 players from team on the right sieging this. As they finally lose minions, here comes some reinforcements. They still have another plate and a half to take here. Can they do it quickly enough? Tristana in a tough spot. Again, these guys ult for ult, pushing each other away. And now here we go again on the redive. Volibear going for it, having to get the satchel charge away, and now there go the minions once again. A couple of tower shots get popped on the way out, and it's going to be okay though. Now we see Galio trying to hit level 6, not quite there yet, so not able to use his ultimate. Really needs to push for that as Warwick is here, but he can't help him, and he goes in, gets the taunt. Warwick is fantastic. Galio can hit 6, he can really turn this, but it's not 6 yet, and there goes the Warwick after all. Another huge Samira ult comes through. The ultimate also from the Ornn who teleported in. That's the second kill, and now we've got a tower, looks like going over to team on the right as they come up aces on that play. They get everything there. Tower, a couple of kills to their name, and yeah, a lot of gold infusion to the players who need it the most. Deathcap for Cutie, though, sensing that they need to make something happen. They need to kind of get something back here. They know that they've got numbers in the top lane, so they push this tower, and it looks like they're going to take the entire thing right before plates expire, netting a ton of gold for their players. Really nice job there from both of these guys to know, you know what, they're all bot lane, they can't make it up here in time. Let's get this standing gold, get a tower back for us, and now they're back up in the lead as far as towers go, not as far as gold goes, unfortunately. Still down by about 1,000 gold is Deathcap. Let's take some stock here as we approach the 15-minute mark. Looks like we have a 30 CS lead in the top lane for Alawi for Coach Dubs. Both players level 10, looking to get that level 11 soon before maybe the next team fight breaks out. In the jungle, both players level 8, almost dead even in CS. 72 for Warwick, piloted by Apocalypse, to 68 for Volibear, piloted by Cannon Teach. And you've got in the mid lane the expected advantage here from Tristana. You know, her range advantage is going to allow her to farm up much more efficiently than Fizz, especially in the early portions of this match. And you're seeing that come through, 129 CS to 76, so a massive lead for Tristana. But the same thing in reverse on the bot side there in favor of team on the right with Samira in the lead. And now the second dragon gets netted here at the 15-minute mark by Cannon Teach with a nice smite secure there. That's going to be an Infernal Dragon for team on the right. And it looks like it's going to be a Mountain Soul this game. Nice block there by Fizz, body block to stop Galio from getting away. And now with the numbers advantage, he's going to take this fight. Great knockup on the team from Orn. Canatich gets the kill on the Stones. The unit does go down to Coach Dubs. Double kill comes through for Canatich. Bullet Games gets the Warwick as he's retreating. That's a 3-for-1 in that incredibly close, tense fight in the river. But big win there for Team on the Right as they're also looking to take this Rift Herald now. Turn their attention to that and try to secure another big objective for themselves. Looks like so far, yeah, they do secure that really quickly. So that's going to be a Rift Herald secured. And now Fizz being really aggressive on the Ziggs. Knowing he's in a strong point. Does not have his ultimate available though, so not really able to go toe-to-toe with the Ziggs. Ziggs does not have his ult either. Now Lowy pushing 2 members away from the tower, even with the minions, showing the strength of this champion. As Will Win and Canatich just have to walk away. And now Volibear sticking around. Canatich in some trouble as there are 3 members here from Deathcap and Cutie in the area. The ultimate for Galio comes through, lands on all 3. The shutdown, in fact, goes into his favor. Magistab gets one back on Sones, but now another shutdown comes through for Lowy. That's 2 shutdowns now for Deathcap for Cutie. Only losing 1 member, you gotta think that's worth. Really big play there for Coach Dubs and for Apocalypse. And for Galio, I should say, piloted by Rogot. There's that ultimate perfect and landed on 3 members on the right, really turning that fight in their favor. You see why that level 6 with Galio is so important. As now continuing to siege, 4-man siege in the top lane here. They're gonna back off after punishing the team on the right, but realizing that's probably not something they should stick around for. Bullet Games looks for a cheeky kill there as he throws his ultimate into the fog of war, hoping someone would be there. No one is. It's a low cooldown, so really doesn't lose much for it. But you love to see stuff like that, really playing confidently. Speaking of playing confidently, Will Win going all in on this, a 3 against 1. He takes out 2 members, and now looking for a third as he Bullet Games does secure the kill. The heal comes through, everything trying to keep the Samira alive. They can't do it because the burn from Coach Dubs does in fact net the kill. What a shutdown going over to Coach Dubs. But man, what a play from Will Win. Really a 3 versus 1. Coming out with 2 kills, and then his team showing up to help net the third. What a play from Will Win. Really showing he's got a mastery of really any ADC champ you put him on. That was impressive stuff. And so now we see, as we approach the 19-minute mark, we're hitting the midpoint of this game. We've got another dragon on the map in about 1:30. So both teams posturing for this. That's a nice knockup on the Fizz. Does not land the taunt, and now the return from Leona lands. Canatich gets the secure, and now Deathcap for Cutie having to run for the hills as team on the right teleports in the Ornn for a big numbers advantage, and now here they go with the Rift Herald push. The mid lane tower's already been taken down. They're trying to usher this all the way into the tier 2. It is going to go off. The charge does land, and then they've got some minions on the way. That's about all the damage they're going to get from that, though, as the wave clear from Ziggs is very strong, and all 5 members, all 4 living members, I should say, of Deathcap and Cutie were there to defend that mid lane push. So, a little bit of gold, kind of traded back and forth, but no tower secured there for team on the right. Using that Rift Herald before it expires is a good play, but no real advantage gained there. So 20 seconds until that dragon spawns. You see now as all really 9 or 10 members of both teams kind of heading in that direction, as Samira will win the last one to start heading down here. He's going to be a little late to the fight if it breaks out, but Sones is also in the same spot as both players in the mid lane. Yeah, sure enough, Will Win, the last member to appear in this fight. Let's see, the dragon is now on the map. Who's going to go for this first. A little bit of damage thrown out there by the Galio Key, but with so much vision in the river and Dragon Pit area by team on the right, I don't know that... Yeah, I don't know if this can be contested successfully by Deathcap. They're having to basically walk into darkness. They've got some control boards in the Dragon Pit, but outside of that, they can't see anything. So Galio all posturing now around the edge, or knowing this could happen. Red team does secure it as blue team comes in for this. That's a 5-man knockup. Oh, a 4-man knockup, I should say. Shutdown comes through for Sones. Double kill, though, for Whirlwind. What a chaotic fight, as he now gets a triple kill, in fact. Wow, that looked like it could really go either way, as that Galio came through, knocked up everybody, and yeah, only one member survives from Deathcap, while it looks like 2-3 members from team on the right are able to survive that fight. What a chaotic series of events there. Looks like Sones, though, going back, recalling, doing the right thing, getting his health back up to full, buying some items with his big advantage. He's got the most CS in the game right now, even more than Samira at the moment. So he's got to be feeling pretty strong. You know, Samira's obviously got more gold with the 9 kills and 7 assists in her pocket. But yeah, really, Sone's showing he can play this Tristana pick really well. Yeah, just overall a great game from both teams so far. We got about a 4,000, just under 4,000 gold lead for team on the right at the moment, though, an 11 kill advantage. 2-2 in towers, but 3-0 in dragons in their favor. So a lot of things going into team on the right's favor. Let's see what's next on the menu, as Baron has been on the map for 2 minutes. We got 3.5 minutes until the next dragon comes up. Dragon Soul, potentially, for team on the right. So let's see what these teams decide to do. As we see a potential fight down in the river here. We've got 5 members from Team Deathcap, and only 4 from Team on the right, as Cannon Teach had just recalled. He's heading this way. But yeah, it looks like everyone's just kind of waiting for someone to walk into them. As you see, Alawi hanging out in the brush, and yeah, team on the right doing the exact same thing. They don't want any part of this. Nobody wants to be the guy that walks too far forward. Like the Fizz just now gets taken from 100 to 25% health with the really quick auto attacks there from Tristana, showing him, hey man, if you're gonna walk into me, you're gonna pay for it. So Fizz now having to ultimately recall. Yeah, and he's going to be out of this fight if one breaks out in the next couple of seconds. So Team Deathcap, I don't know if they're aware. They have a numbers advantage at the moment, only for another couple of seconds as Fizz is heading this way. They're going to fight. They got to do it now. Looks like that's not the call here, as they're just going to clear out these minions. And yeah, land a little bit of harass on both sides. Now Team Deathcap actually calling for the recalls. Let's get back to our jungle guy, and here we go again, the exact same spot. These teams are really not wanting to give up any edge in these alleyways here in the jungle. Really interesting, because it seems like what they want to do is secure the Baron and then immediately turn to it. And both teams have the same idea. So everyone's clustered up on this side of the map. You know, all 10 players are here. No one has left as far as mid lane. And so you're seeing just a lot of like posturing, like, oh, well, now I have vision. Well, now I've cleared the vision. And really both teams are looking to get one of those, like this ward here on the Baron pit. They're looking to get one of those wards behind the enemy that they don't notice, so that they get more information than their opponents do. But yeah, now, wow, now Deathcap for Cutie saying, guys, we've got a clear path here, let's just go. They can't fight us, and they make the right call. They get two turrets and an inhibitor. My goodness, just for walking over there. And now they're still 5 men strong. Looks like this could be a fight, though, as team on the right decides, let's go, guys, we're gonna fight you. Warren with a flank from the backside. Fizz isn't here, so team on the right actually fighting from a disadvantage, but it's not going to matter. They lose, team on the right loses 1, but Team Deathcap loses 2. So an advantage absolutely for team on the right. Once again, winning that fight. That was pretty dicey. That really could have gone either way. Team on the right having to really kind of collect themselves as they lost the inhibitor, and you know, if they hadn't maybe called back off the Baron, they could have lost the Nexus turret, maybe even both of them. Who knows? But now with the Dragon Soul on the menu here, these guys are going for this. They're going to get it before Team Deathcap can even contest. Now they're in a really precarious position as 3 members of Team Deathcap are here. Wow, Fizz does land the Playful Trickster to secure the kill on Rogue Otters, but then goes down to Apocalypse. Ways to fall forward there as they give over 2 kills. They do secure the Dragon Soul, and they get 1 back for themselves, so you got to think that's a pretty even trade. Overall, maybe a win for team on the right. You know, that game duration buff of the Dragon Soul is definitely not something that can be overstated. You know, it's a 20% shield. But yeah, tough call. Now with a numbers disadvantage here, they're going to fight this. It's actually a 3 versus 2 at the moment. With Ziggs on the way, he needs to get here quickly. Here's the damage. The suppress comes through for Warwick. He does manage to help shut down the Samira, but Sones also gets taken out. And now this is a 2 versus 2. I don't know if these guys can fight this. There's just too much beef on the side of team on the right. And now here comes the Galio. Did not have his ultimate available, so he lands the knockup, but he's not able to get to the fight as quickly as he'd like. At level 10 versus having level 11. Now the ultimate comes through for Volibear. Wow, he's going all the way in for this. My goodness, he cannot be stopped. This guy is madness. He does get the kill onto Warwick, and now he's just going to take tower shot after tower shot for his trouble. As he walks out of the enemy base, there's all these towers still up. So, wow, what a crazy fight. Yeah, so many control wards. Teach really having trouble clearing all those out, but wow, what a fight. And no one gets the Baron. That was insane. For a second there, it looked like Team Deathcap might have been able to turn that fight and secure the Baron, but it did not happen. Oh man, and now the Baron fight continues as Galio gets caught out. Oh no, Rogue Otters, why? And now, oh man, we see Alawi teleporting to 3 members. Her ultimate won't save her. She had to use it a little earlier maybe, but Samira had hers and used it as soon as possible, netting the kill for team on the right again. And this could be a Baron for them, as it looks like there are no members of Deathcap and Cutie in the area who can contest it. Ult comes through for Ziggs. It's a last-ditch effort. Shiny Ninetales, you know, he's going to try it, but a little too early. No vision on the Baron, so not able to see the health bar. Just a blind ultimate there. You know, love the attempt, but yeah, that's always going to be a pretty big ask. So team on the right secures the Baron. They've got the Baron. They've got the Dragon Soul. They've got the KDA advantage. You know, they've got really everything in their pockets right now. Can they put it all together and win this game? Let's see. As we've got mythic items for every member on both teams except Warwick. He's the only member missing his mythic at this point. Yeah, the ult over the wall from Cannon Teach, I could tell. He's in chat saying it. He out loud was like full send. And I could tell because when you went over the wall, there's no going back, man. So, yeah, that was pretty epic. You know, that's a pretty gutsy call. As now you see the Baron siege, Baron-powered minions coming through big. As, yeah, the mid lane inhibitor is soon to revive the team on the right. But they're not even going to wait for it. They're just going to go all the way down, punching down their opponent's throats. Get their mid lane inhibitor turret, and it looks like they're going to get the inhibitor too. 3 kills in quick succession here. A double kill, in fact, from Will Win as he landed the ultimate on Ziggs. He tried to retreat, was not able to, and that's going to be a godlike kill for Cannon Teach as they also get one of the Nexus turrets. This Could be a second Nexus turret here. Alawi trying to do everything she can. The hero play coming in from Alawi, landing so much damage on team on the right. The double kill come through for Sones. It's not quite enough to get everybody, but the final turret does fall. The Nexus is now exposed. There's just too many minions. Oh no, they can't contest this. Wow, team on the right almost got punished there for overstaying, but knowing they had just enough damage and health to win that fight, they do stick around. They do land the damage. They do have the Baron-empowered minions pushing into the base, and they close the game out. Wow, what a finish from team on the right. GG to both of you guys. Wow, man, what a game. Before we finish this up, we just take some quick stock here. Even with that last push netting 4 turrets for team on the right, you know, the 2 mid lane turrets that were still standing, plus the 2 Nexus turrets, they only finished with 2 more turrets than Team Deathcap. So really, Team Deathcap had the turret lead all game until the last few seconds there. But they do end up finishing with 4 turrets to team on the right 6. Team on the right also finished with an 8,000 gold lead at the end. After all those kills are collected, everything goes in their pockets. 8,000 gold advantage. 4 dragons to 0, so really dominant game from Canatich again on that volley bear, controlling all of the objectives, getting those dragons, securing those things back to back to back as soon as possible, and just showing why he's so strong on that pick. Also, the KDA score 14 to 32 in the advantage for team on the right. So really just everything coming up roses for these guys. Just a very, very strong game. The mid game was kind of back and forth. It looked like maybe Team Deathcap could have come back in this one. You know, some really excellent ultimates from Rogue Otters, but just not enough to put an entire game together. You know, Coach Dubs on the Alawi showing us some really special moments, but ultimately the Alawi with, as well as the Galio with the most deaths on the team there, 7 for the Alawi and 9 for Galio. So a lot of really heroic moments, but just not quite enough from Team Deathcap to secure that win. So really proud of both teams, but congratulations to team on the right. You guys are advancing to the final, the only underdog to make it all the way, and you guys get to meet the undefeated Team Tragedy as you get there. Wow. Man, you can't make this stuff up, guys. All right, quick recap. We saw a lot of action today, and a lot of it was pretty exciting. I don't know about you guys, but I had a good time. Man, Coach Rivals is just such a incredible experience because you get so many different schools of thought. You get so many different personalities. And, you know, I mentioned it earlier. These teams, these players, none of us are pros, right? No, even the best players on each individual team are not, you know, professionals. And Canatich is the storm. And so for these guys to commit, you know, 8, 9, 10 weeks of their time, back to back to back to back, every single week, another game, for them to commit that much of their own personal time, you know, we're just doing, no one's getting paid here. There are no contracts getting signed, nothing like that. Really proud of every single member of Coach Rivals Season 2. You know, we had some teams had great success. Some teams did not reach the success they wanted to. But every week we had folks coming back and you know, trying their hardest, putting it all on the Rift. So thank you to every single coach who was involved in this. Unfortunately, there can only be 10 players in the final, and we've got all 10 there. We've figured it out. Right, so Team Tragedy versus Team on the Right in a best of 3, which could change some things up. You know, best of 3s are notorious for being difficult to win because a best of 1, you know, you saw in this game, we even had some picks come through like the Alawi where it's like, whoa, I didn't even know he played a Lowy. Oh, that could totally catch us off guard and throw off the whole game. Well, you can't do that type of stuff in a best of three because, if you pull your ace out in game one, well, guess what? There's a game two that you have to play whether you win or you lose that match. So that ace has now been, shown, and it's not up your sleeve anymore. So it's a lot harder to fool your opponents twice, So maybe you've got 20 aces up your sleeve, and you're ready to go. But in general, I know that that's not typically the way it goes. So best of threes are a lot harder to win, just outright. So I don't know who has the advantage going into this. I mean, Team Tragedy hasn't lost a match all year. You got to think they're feeling pretty good. But at the same time, Team on the right, it seems like they play better when they play from the role of the underdog. So this kind of plays into their hand. Really hard to kind of divide these two guys, these two teams, as far as skill goes. So I'm really excited to get that match underway. We should be bringing you guys that best of three next Thursday. That's going to be at 7 p.m. Central, I believe. I don't think I'm casting that game, so it could be, I might be a little wrong on the time and stuff. So stay tuned. Either way, make sure you guys hit that follow button so that way you get notified when we go live regardless, even if I got the time wrong. And you're going to see me again next week, regardless if I cast that game or not, because we're going to bring you, Justin and I will bring you, Rift Happens, one of our last episodes of Rift Happens. 8 Central. Thank you, Can't Teach Connor, for that. Man, I don't know how Justin is going to do this Rift Happens episode. He typically tries to stay pretty neutral when talking about Team Tragedy. And now there's no other teams to talk about other than his team and Team on the right. So I don't know how he's going to avoid talking about Team Tragedy or their strategy in this upcoming episode. But yeah, that should be pretty fun. And if you guys didn't know, we're also doing an art submission contest for this episode coming up. So make sure you guys go to the Discord if you're in the Coach Rivals Discord. Submit your drawings before Tuesday. We are planning to go live Tuesday sometime, maybe Wednesday again. We'll have to see. Yeah, and maybe I can get some hot goss out of Justin, get some behind the scenes footage of Team Tragedy's practices or something. No, I don't know, but yeah, really excited to have you guys join me today. Thank you for everybody who watched, and to those of you who didn't, well, that's fine. I won't take it personally, but you should have, because it was a really good match. And we'll bring you our final next week. So we'll keep it rolling. Coach Rivals Season 2 coming at you hot. Thank you guys again for joining us today. I am Ronnie B. from the British International School of Houston, and it's been fantastic. Thank you guys once again, and yeah.